Hi, I'm Io.
I'm Zeus.
Most people know that Zeus was the leader of all the gods on Mount Olympus. What many people might not know is that he also managed to get into a lot of mischief. It seemed that Zeus was always running off and falling in love with beautiful mortal women. This made Hera, Zeus's wife, very upset. But Hera knew about Zeus's weakness and kept a close eye on him. She often took revenge on those women who attracted Zeus's attention, even though mortals didn't have any control over Zeus's actions. This is the story of Princess Io and the trials she went through because of Zeus's love and Hera's jealousy. One day, Zeus and Io met by a riverbank. He had wrapped the whole area in a thick cloud so that Hera couldn't see them. But Hera suspected that her husband was up to something and brushed the cloud away. Once the cloud cleared, all she saw was Zeus standing on the riverbank with a beautiful white cow. Zeus, having seen his wife coming, had just enough time to turn Io into a cow. He wanted to protect her from Hera's jealousy. But Hera knew that Zeus was up to something, so she asked him where the cow had come from. Zeus explained that it had just sprung up from the earth. "Well," said Hera, "since it doesn't belong to anybody, may I have it?" Zeus didn't know how to refuse without making Hera suspicious, so he agreed. Hera, guessing that there was a girl hidden inside the cow's shape, asked her helper Argus to keep an eye on the cow. Argus, having 100 eyes, was perfect for the task. He always kept some of his 100 eyes open at all times, even when he was sleeping. With Argus watching over Io, Zeus never had an opportunity to rescue her from the cow disguise. Meanwhile, Io's family had been looking everywhere for her. One day, Io's father came up the hillside where she was grazing, but because she was disguised as a cow, she couldn't get her father to recognize her. Finally, she thought to scratch her name in the dirt with her hoof. Io's father then understood that his daughter had been transformed into a cow. He held onto her neck, crying that it would have been better for her to have been lost completely than to suffer such loneliness as a cow. At that moment, Argus spotted Io and her father and drove poor Io far away. Zeus could no longer bear to watch the sufferings of Io, so he sent for the god Hermes, who was both quick and smart. "I can no longer stand to watch Io suffer," Zeus said. "You must find a way to kill Argus so she can be freed." Hermes went to Earth disguised as a simple wandering musician. While he was walking along, Argus asked him to sit a while and play some music for him. Hermes played a song,
Ding, 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 ding.
song after song, and told story after story,
Once upon a time.
hoping to make Argus fall asleep. He talked as slowly and sleepily as he could, waiting for all of Argus's 100 eyes to close. Eventually, his patience paid off, and the last one of Argus's eyes closed, and Hermes instantly pulled out his sword and lopped off the guardian's head, freeing Io from his eternal watch. When Hera learned of the death of her helper, she was furious. As a reward for Argus's faithful service, she took each of his eyes and placed them on the tail of her favorite bird, the peacock. Then, feeling that Io must suffer some more, Hera sent yet another torment. She sent down a gadfly whose bite was very painful. The fly gave Io no peace. She couldn't eat, drink, or sleep because the fly bit her whenever she stood still. Remember, Io was stuck in the form of a cow. To avoid the gadfly's sharp bites, Io was faced to move constantly. She swam the Ionian Sea, which was later named after her, and then traveled across all of Greece and many foreign countries before she got to the river Nile. This was where Zeus was finally able to rescue her. He had promised Hera that he wouldn't pay any more attention to Io if she promised to leave her alone. Hera agreed, and Zeus was able to give Io human form again and return her to her family.
Yay!
The end.